Okay, we're going to be coming back from break in just about 10 seconds, so hang on, and Jason Jones will be joining us.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, welcome back to Embracing Your Greatness. I am your host, Christina King, and joining me on the line is someone I just met this last weekend and just thought that he was, gosh, a phenomenal speaker, very passionate, definitely seemed to have his finger on the pulse of what's going on in and around the world. Jason Jones, a Hollywood producer of Bella and now The Greatest Miracle and a couple of other shows that are coming on. He's been so great to join us on the line even though it's 7 a.m., right? 8:19 a.m. in the morning in California right now. Jason, are you on the line with me? Hey, Jason, are you there? Just wondering if we still got you on the line. Jason? Okay, I think maybe we lost Jason. I might have to try to pick him up again after the break. I'm going to have to pick him up after the break, because I won't be able to dial him back in right now. But I met Jason because he came into the Green Bay Diocese giving you a presentation here. I'm going to have to call him back. Hold on a second here. I'm going to have to ignore that and give him a call back after. All right, so I met Jason when he was speaking in the Green Bay Diocese, but also he was offering a presentation talking about this new film that he has coming up. And as I was talking to him, I just thought it was pretty cool how he just really seemed to have his finger on the pulse of what's going on in and around the world. So very fascinating guy. So hopefully we'll be able to pick him up after we get back from the next break. But until we do that, why don't we see if we can talk a little bit more about who Steve Jobs was? Because remember, as I'm telling you, Steve Jobs really is somebody that, oh man, this guy, as I'm reading through on Wikipedia, now again, you can't always take everything that you're getting on Wikipedia as, being the full Monty, so to speak. But I definitely have looked at some of the information on there and looked at some of the sources, and so there's some things there that I think that we really have to pay attention to. First of all, one of the things that I found that was quite interesting was that he talks about using LSD. He traveled in India, I guess, in 1974. He was working at Atari. Remember Atari? That Pac-Man, I think, came out on Atari? I had an Atari player. And he was saving money to go on the spiritual retreat, which, by the way, prior to that, as he was growing up in California, he was actually going to the Hare Krishna sites. And when he went to the Hare Krishna sites, he was actually, that's how he was they were feeding him. He was, collecting bottles and this kind of thing to just to get by. And as I'm reading through this, and it's just talking about he came back a Buddhist, he had his head shaved, he was wearing traditional Indian clothing, and he said that he was in search of spiritual enlightenment. During this time, it said Jobs experimented with psychedelics using LSD, and he said that one of his LSD experiences was one of the 2 or 3 most important things that he had done in his life, and of course they have a notation cited for that source. He later said that the people around him who did not share his countercultural roots could not fully relate to his thinking. This kind of thing are the things that scare me, folks. It scares me when people, use psychotropic drugs, saying that they think that it opens their mind. Because you know what it does, folks? It actually opens you to the demonic. That's what it does. And for those of you that don't believe in the demonic, I think you're truly missing out on something. And it was Archbishop Fulton Sheen that said the greatest thing the devil ever did was to convince people he did not exist. Folks, wake up. The devil exists. And when we open ourselves to psychedelic drugs, there is a remission of our will. That's why, people can say things, stupid things when they're drunk, is when you use narcotics or drugs to incapacitate your rational intellect, you're going to subvert your will and open yourself to something very dangerous. Aleister Crowley, he was a very dangerous and very scary individual that actually used LSD and other psychotropic drugs. And while he did so, he opened himself and said he communed with spirit and entities that entered into him, and he wrote several books. Like he said, they wrote those books through him, and those are used today for formal satanic and ritualistic practices of the occult. I don't think that I think people get so, perhaps, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I think that people get so distracted by everyday living. Are we on? Okay, so people get so distracted with everyday living that they forget that of what's really going on. And what's really going on is that folks, there is a spiritual reality. There's a spiritual reality all around us, and the body makes physical the invisible. That's Pope John Paul's theology of the body, is the body makes visible the invisible. And these psychotropic drugs really truly are a way that I think that the physical, the spiritual, manifest itself physically. See, there's a reverse order, and I really believe that the enemy realizes how powerful all of this is, and it would behoove us to realize the very same, just for the protective factor of that. So here we got a guy who is proud of the fact that he has countercultural thinking. He's opened himself to LSD. And am I saying that what Steve Jobs, I mean, I'm broadcasting to you right now, but I'm also Ustreaming this with a Mac. So, I just bought my first Mac, and I have an iPhone now too. So, I guess I'm not saying that what he's created is necessarily a bad thing, but when we open ourselves to the demonic, then we're not allowing God and the Holy Spirit to work in and through us. As I go through the rest of this, and I see, gosh, how he started Apple Computer, and I remember Apple Computers in 1989 when I was in high school. It was just, remember the blinking cursor? For those of you that remember this, it was just literally it was just a blinking cursor on a black and white screen. And let's see what else it has to say here. He worked with Next Computer. It's NE capital X capital T. And this Next Computer then was bought out by Apple Computer, because he had actually left Apple Computer for a while, and then it was bought out by Apple. And then he became the CEO of Apple Computer once again. Let's see here. So the reality was that Jobs' summary executions were rare. So here we have a gentleman who was, looks like $7 billion, folks, is what we've got him worth. What about these inventions? I know there's even a huge controversy out there in regard to what is and isn't okay to be using. There's some people that are very afraid of computers. I was actually just at a house where we had a get-together where a woman hosts the Rosary, and I was there last week, and fabulous lady. It was really great, and we're praying the Rosary. And after we were done, I was asking her something about the computer and internet, and she made a comment to me that she doesn't have a computer, and that she doesn't believe in computers, and that she got them out of her house. And I don't know, I guess I have to be honest with you, there was a part of me that was very sad, because, being somebody that is very much technological, and I'm becoming more and more technological as time goes on, I just thought about how it's through the internet that I've been able to share pictures with my mom so that she can see her grandkids. It's the way that I've actually instant messages to my mom's iPhone, pictures and videos. So I've actually videotaped singing happy birthday, and then I could like instantly send it to her, and I just thought that that was pretty cool that I could just do that. And so I guess there was a part of me that was a little bit sad that those persons that maybe are kind of scared or shy away from maybe are missing out on some of the beautiful fruit that can come, no pun intended, to having a computer. So I don't know. Again, I'd love to have your thoughts, which is why I had asked people to consider sending me an email at embracingyourgreatness@gmail.com. Embracingyourgreatness@gmail.com. I was going to read some of those on the air. And then I had also said that if you wanted to instant message me on Skype, it's ChristinaKing.com, and I should be able to get any of that. So, in any case, until I hear otherwise, I'm going to just keep on keeping on while I wait here. Okay, let's see here. Yes, it looks like 5 minutes from now isn't... Okay, nope, looks like persons are trying to join me on Google Plus and didn't work. All right. I want to switch gears just a little bit here, because when we come back from break, I'm going to be talking to Jason Jones. I'm going to be getting his insights as to what his thoughts are on not only Steve Jobs, but just, I don't know, using technology in this modern age for evangelization. Because the missionary intention of the Holy Fathers, of course, was for us to have joy in evangelizing. Not fear, folks, but joy. So we're going to talk to him about this, because this guy has just joy seeping out of him. And I'd like to introduce you to him. So when we come back from the break, we're going to be talking with a friend of mine, Jason Jones, on Embracing Your Greatness. So stay tuned. Hi there. I called you back and I kept going. Did you not get